At the Christmas dinner, the chairman, who's quite a flamboyant man, has all the players, all the friends, all the club officials, partners, and he gives a Christmas speech and thanks the club for the year. He says nothing about Christmas, nothing about Jesus, nothing about the point of Christmas whatsoever. And Dennis is sitting in there as the least significant person in the room, and inside his heart is pumping out of his chest. I've got to say, they're not saying anything about Jesus. They're not saying anything about Christmas. We're talking, there's 100 people in the room. No one says anything about Christ. And the chairman says, ask the captain to speak, ask the manager to speak, asks one other person to speak. Anybody else, he says, would like to say anything? Dennis doesn't say boo to a goose in the changing room. And Dennis says, my heart was going to burst if I didn't say anything. He's an ambassador for Christ. He's an ambassador to the nation of this football club. And before he knew it, he was on his feet. He said, yes, I've got something to say. Now, you know this. You know when you laugh because you're going to pee. You have to bite your tongue. Chris Powell says all the players were biting their fists because Dennis is shy. And Dennis said, Chairman, yeah, I've got something to say. And the chairman says, Dennis, what do you want to say? Dennis says, well, I'm not a very good speaker. I wanted to say something about Christmas, but I'm not very good with... can I sing something? Chris said it was unbelievable. And Dennis does this. He says, and I asked Dennis about this. He's a grown man, he's in his like late 40s now. And he says, I tried to think, shall I sing a Christmas carol? Christmas carol? No, they all know Christmas carols. So I sang, Jesus is Lord, the universe declares it. And he sang like me, terrible. He sang it through once, it's an old song, and he sang it a second time. He sang it twice. Chris Powell said, they went home after the dinner, Chris went to bed, he said, I woke up about 5 times, laughing in my sleep. Laughing. Dennis Bailey, what possessed him? What was he doing? Why did he do it? He's a nutter. Jesus is Lord. Chris got converted to Christ. For weeks and weeks, he just found himself thinking, why did he do that? Why did he do that? How could he do that? Dennis doesn't know how he did it. He just couldn't bear to be an ambassador for Christ. And though he was the worst speaker in the world, he had to do something. Now, I'm not suggesting that you turn into a pseudo-nutter. But I am saying that it is not you who is the power, but it's Christ. And the lovely Christ lives in you. And he made you an ambassador. So it's not about trying to be an ambassador, you see. It's knowing you are an ambassador and saying, whichever way you will, use me. Let me be this woman. I'm a privileged woman, and I have the power of the universe by the Spirit of the living God inside me. That's my future. Until the day he comes back, or I pop it away and I'm gone, that's who you are. Could there be something more glorious than walking out of this place and saying, oh my word, I've been chosen an ambassador by the King of the universe who came to live in me, to give me all that I need to represent him, and he made me passionate for sport at a time in history when sport is the greatest size it's ever been. There are more people who love it than ever, and I'm born to play.